I had a conversation with a relative of mine, and it was a tough conversation. And I think that's what people are avoiding right now
Yeah.
because they're afraid of confrontation. But if we don't sit down and have tough conversations about what's going on in the world, you may get some insight from somebody that you never thought before,
Yeah.
and it changes your perspective,
Definitely.
right? And what it's coming down to right now is just heartstrings and human decency.
Yeah.
Let's take out everything else. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Definitely.
If you wouldn't want it to happen to your brother or your father or your sister, it shouldn't be happening to other people.
No doubt.
You know? And there are things that are going to have to be put in place, right? But I think collectively, as a community, as different people, in different demographics, the only way we force change is together.
Yeah.
You know, division won't do it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Riots, burning down cities won't do it.
No, it will not do it. And
Yeah.
and I will go on here. I think somebody might have misquoted something I said on social media. I have never supported destruction of any type of property, right? I would never go to somebody's city, town, and steal anything from a store. It's just not something that I would do.
Yeah.
I do not support that either. I don't think that it helps. What that does is people that are already hardened and set in their mentality, what that does is it gives them a rebuttal to mask the issue. Well, they're not really concerned about this brutality because they're burning targets, right?
Right.
But it's a small group of people that are doing that, and it's a follow the leader type of thing, and I don't condone
And
it.
it's beyond the facts of the matter, right? So they don't even have all the facts. They're reacting to something that got them very emotional.
Right.
You don't make critical decisions on emotion.
No.
You wait for everything. You calm down. You use logic.
Right.
You use your brain to say, well, let's just get the full context of the story before we start burning stuff.
Right.
You know.
And another thing is, there hasn't been a clear path, I think, in the black community to how do we approach things that we see are unjust, wrong, unfit. Some of the approaches that we take, it doesn't matter, it seems like which way we go, it's going to be scrutinized, right?
Yeah.
So I think that adding to that, anything, vandalism, anything like that, like I said, I don't support it. We have to step back from that and say, hey, okay, collectively, if we had an issue with a business or a person, right? Let's collectively, as a community, say we're not going to support that business,
Yeah.
right? I think for the black culture, we are the most marketable people ever,
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest,
right?
you know, when Dave Chappelle says he's going to give up being black, like he'd be out the game today, right? Back in 2016 on
Right.
SNL,
Right.
you know, he brings up the fact that if he could give up being black today, he'd be out the game. Well, I'll take his card. I would, you know, the benefit. I think there's huge benefit.
Right.
You know, I think that you know, I think for me, if I was black in this community doing what I'm doing, it would be headline news.
Right.
You know, what I mean is that an offensive statement? Because I think if somebody of your race
Right.
came into this business
Right.
and worked as hard as I did,
Right.
they would be extremely more successful than I am, and I'm at the top of the list.
Right. I think that that's an interesting point that you made, because I think that there would be kind of a left and right limit. I think that you would be more successful because I think that there's a idea with most people that if you were a black businessman, you might have to work just a little bit harder to earn trust, right? You might have to work just a little bit harder to show them that, hey, I can do this, right?
Right.
But I do feel like in this community, if we had more of that, people would support it.
Yeah.
They just don't see it too often.
Oh,
Right?
you know,
Yeah.
400 people in this, 5 of them are black.
Right.
400
400.
agents in the New River Valley. We have 5 people of color. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that if we got more people interested in your
We need them.
career
Yeah.
and got more people face to face, because going into these homes, talking to people, they might break down a lot of barriers.
Yeah.
A lot of people may be like, well, I may not trust this guy because of how he looks. But hey, He came in, he cared about my family, he heard our wants and needs, we got our home sold, and we're going to recommend him to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe that's something that we need to project more. Hey, this is a field that we need more diversity.
We do.
You know.
Yeah, we certainly do.
You know. And I also think that what we have to do is we have to, like I said, look at human decency. Let's not throw the rebuttal in so much. Let's not try to bring up someone's criminal history as a justification for their death. You know, I would get in trouble more right now.
I'm glad this is flowing really well, man. Yeah, keep that thought going.
I would get in more trouble right now. There would be people with pitchforks outside my house if I went and threw a bag of golden retriever puppies off a bridge. Right? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the outrage.
Yeah.
Right? But if I had an altercation with a police officer and in any way or shape or form as a human, I did not like the way they were handling me, what if I defended myself? Because at the end of the day, right, am I not allowed to do that? If they were putting me in a stressful position, am I supposed to take what's happening to me to avoid anything else escalating, or should I defend myself like I would somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
People would scrutinize that so much to say, you know, if Derek would have done this, if Derek would have done that, oh, Derek had a DUI. Not that I did, but, you know, a few years ago. He deserves to, you know, be this way. Why do we have to criminalize somebody to justify what happened to them?
Yeah.
You know?